everyone, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to share a video on how you can create a really fun and simple slider card using some fun Lawn Fawn products. So I'm going to be using this Jump for Joy stamp set, and I already colored the images that I'm going to be using on my card. I used simple Copic coloring to color in the images. I'll also be using the Slide On Over die set, which is also from Lawn Fawn, and I'll be using that really cute little wavy slider, and that's going to be the slider that we're going to use on our card. I've pre-die cut a few scene elements that I'm going to use on my card using the Puffy Borders cloud die from Lawn Fawn and also the Grassy Hillsides. I'm going to layer these pieces onto a piece of mermaid cardstock, which is from Lawn Fawn as well, and these are going to be the elements that are going to build the scene that our slider is going to be created from. So I attached the puffy clouds directly down onto that scene, and I'm going to cut that slider element from that scene to be able to create the track that we'll use to make the slider. I added double-sided adhesive all the way around the back side of that entire panel, making sure to leave a little bit of space around the slider's track itself, so that way the slider will be able to have an area around it for our little coin to sit inside so that our slider will move easily. I put foam tape on all the areas that I added the double-sided adhesive down onto, and then I can start working on creating the slider element that'll fit inside the track. So I usually like to use a little coin for this. I use a dime in this particular case, and I put 2 layers of foam tape on top of that dime that are a little bit smaller than the track itself, so that way there's a little bit of wiggle room. You can see how that's going to slide through that little track really easily. Now I can attach my little hedgehog down on top of that, and you can see how easily he slides up and down this slider so easily, and it's so fun. It's really cute how this can really create some fun interactive elements on your cards. Now for the rest of the scene, I added this grassy hillside border down on top of my scene, and I'm going to actually add a second layer in a little bit. I added the pile of leaves right in the center, and I made sure to line it up with the hedgehog so that way when the hedgehog slides down, he peeks out just a little bit over top of those leaves. I grabbed a sentiment from the Jump for Joy stamp set, and I stamped that in some Schoolhouse red ink, and then I'm going to stamp a coordinating sentiment that says "It's a happy day" onto a piece of navy blue cardstock, and I'll white heat emboss that. The white embossing powder that I'm using here is super fine white embossing powder because the sentiment is very fine line, so I want to make sure I get a very nice, good embossed impression. So I popped up the sentiments using some foam tape. Because I have 2 layers of foam tape on the coin that the hedgehog is sitting on, you can see that they're going to still be able to slide over top of those sentiments because there's only 1 layer of foam tape underneath of the sentiments. For the leaves, I attached those down using just some simple liquid glue in the different areas here that I've lined them up. I want to create a sentiment that will let you know that you need to move the card to get the element to slide. So I'm using this Slide Me sentiment, and I'm going to stamp that down onto a piece of orange cardstock that I'll then attach to the corner of the card. I white heat embossed this one as well using that same fine embossing powder. I really liked the aspect of having the little interactive Slide Me sentiment because I think it really adds that nice orange pop to this card, and it also lets you know that this card is interactive. It's a little bit of a fun sentiment to add onto your card also. To finish off the card, I took some Lawn Fawn Perfectly Plaid fall cardstock, and I added that on top of a brown cardstock card base that will then fit underneath of my scene and finish off the card. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some inspiration on using some of the fun Lawn Fawn interactive products that you can use to create some fun slider cards. If you enjoyed this video, here are 2 more that you might like that feature Lawn Fawn products. Thanks again for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I will see you again in another video very soon, and until then, thanks for watching.